I was still in morning black when she said it. Her toddler's mouth was stained with blue icing, the crowd clinking glasses and laughing around her. Then she tapped her spoon against a champagne flute, grinning at me like we were about to share some inside joke, and announced for everyone to hear, "My son is your husband's child. So, for inheritance, I'll be taking half of your $800,000 home." She even lifted a copy of his will like a stage magician revealing the final trick. I dug my nails into my palm, not to stop tears, those had dried long ago, but to keep from laughing at the absurdity. She had no idea what I already knew. I'd met Daniel when I was 23. He wasn't loud or flashy, but there was a quiet charm about him. His shoes were polished, his eyes warm, the kind of man who made you feel he was listening to every word. My sister Clara adored him. She said we were a perfect match, and I trusted her judgment. She was my closest ally, my other half. For 12 years, I believed I had both a faithful husband and a devoted sister. My mistake was assuming those roles could exist together. The first sign came last summer. Daniel started working late more often. First I ignored it. Then I noticed how he angled his phone away during dinner, and how Clara avoided my gaze when she visited. One afternoon, I spotted Daniel's cufflinks on the floor of Clara's guest room. She claimed she'd borrowed them for a costume party. I smiled and let it slide, but something in me went cold. I didn't confront either of them. I simply watched, listened, and gathered evidence. It wasn't hard. Daniel had a secret email account, with Clara's name appearing in subject lines. There were hotel receipts in his trash folder. I printed and dated every page. No yelling, no tears, just preparation. 3 weeks before Daniel's fatal highway crash, I met with his lawyer. I said we wanted to update our will, and I insisted the house be placed fully in my name. No shared ownership, no split upon death. Daniel signed without reading, trusting me with the paperwork. The will Clara brandished today was half a year out of date. Daniel died instantly, according to the police. I made the calls, handled the arrangements. Clara hugged me at the funeral, whispering, "I'm here for you." I wondered if she could feel my steady heartbeat. Calm, almost eager. When she invited me to her son's first birthday, I accepted, still in black. I wanted to watch her when the trap snapped shut. So here we were, her proclamation hanging in the air. Guests frozen mid-chew. I stepped forward, my tone low but clear. "Oh, I see," I said. She smirked, certain I was trapped. "I'll call the lawyer Monday," she replied. "That won't be necessary," I answered, pulling a single sheet from my purse, the real, notarized, airtight will. I placed it on the cake table, crumbs catching on its edge. Everything I said belonged to me. The house, the accounts, even the car she loved to borrow. She reached for it, but I kept my hand firm on the page. "Careful," I warned. "Smudge this and you'll pay for a replacement. Raising a child alone isn't cheap, from what I hear." Someone in the crowd gasped. She tried to speak, but I continued. "And one more thing," I said, almost kindly. "You should be careful making public claims about your son's father. There are laws against defaming the dead. I have every message proving what you were doing while Daniel was alive." Her face went pale. I leaned close so only she could hear. "Push me, Clara, and I'll see you in court for alienation of affection. I'll take everything, him included." Guests avoided her after that. The party limped on for another 20 minutes before people drifted out. Clara didn't say goodbye. I drove home in silence, my dress uncreased, my lipstick perfect. At the kitchen table Daniel and I once shared, I poured a glass of wine. No sorrow, no fury, just a feeling of clarity. Revenge isn't loud. It's not shouting or smashing plates. It's in the silent signatures and fine print, letting someone believe they've won, right up until they step into the noose you've been tying. Clara will keep that outdated will, read it again and again, wondering where she went wrong. She'll hear my voice in the dark, reminding her she could lose her child if she crosses me. People think betrayal is the worst pain. They're wrong. The real pain is realizing how easily someone you love assumes you're blind. The best feeling is proving you weren't. Daniel is gone. Clara is silent. The house is mine. And every time I walk through it, I can almost hear him teasing, asking what I'm thinking. I'd smile, pour more wine, and tell him the truth. I was thinking about the day your mistress tried to take half my home, and walked away with nothing.